We know not only there were crimes, we know there are cover-ups. We have mountains of evidence, and now we're ready to bring them in. We're in the downhill phase of this investigation now because we have so many documents, and we can bring these people in for depositions or committee hearings, whichever they choose, and we can ask these questions with evidence. This is a check you signed.
He's talking about the check that you signed. He's going to bring people in. James Comer still continuing his investigation. Have at it. I've been saying it from the beginning. Have at it. Show us some evidence that maybe they're getting closer. That one check that we've talked about before with Joe Biden's brother, I believe James Biden reimbursed him $200,000. Yeah, Comer was talking about that. He has details about the check.
Why would James Biden be giving Joe Biden a loan? Is there any evidence to back that up as legitimate?
They're saying we saw the evidence, it was a loan. The evidence they're going by is in the memo line of the check. It says loan repayment. So that's good enough for Newsweek. That's good enough for the Democrats on the Oversight Committee. But that's not good enough for anyone that has any type of financial literacy. I mean, this is, regardless of whether the Bidens come up with some kind of document that says it was a loan. I don't believe it was a loan, but I believe that they can manufacture some kind of document that says it is. The bottom line is this. The money that Jim Biden paid Joe Biden with was money that he influenced peddled from that healthcare company in Florida. Mm-hmm. And he influenced peddled them saying that Joe Biden could help them get money from the Middle East.
You guys hear any evidence there? Or did you hear Comer say, "I don't believe it"? That's what he said. He said, "I don't believe it." That's evidence. And also, he's talking about how the memo of the check said loan. He goes, people with any kind of financial literacy would know where I see straight through that. Okay, cool. I don't have any financial literacy. What does that mean? If someone writes a loan at the bottom of a check and it's actually something else, what does loan mean? Is it an acronym for something else that means like I'm actually trying to defraud this whole thing? And actually, I'm looking for James Comer to not find me. He doesn't have to give any actual information. He has to say, I don't believe it. You know what they're actually doing? What I believe they're doing. And therefore, that's somehow fact with him. Let's look at this check again, though, because Jamie Raskin was talking about flash the checks. We've seen it a million times, and I'll read what Jamie Raskin then said as an explanation for it. Actually, you see, they cut out some of the actual information, but it said loan repayment. Maybe it's the way that he wrote it in cursive. Must be a problem. Here's what Raskin said. He wrote that the bank records provided to the committee clearly show that President Biden had $200,000 wired to his brother on January 12th of 18. And despite this clear evidence that James Biden received a loan from his brother on January 12th of 18 and paid him back 48 days later with a check for the same amount marked loan repayment, you continue to misrepresent the facts. Again, that's what Raskin said. But still more, Comer said more. He had emphasized that on the same day that James Biden wrote the $200,000 check to Joe, James received that same $200,000 from AmeriCorps Health. And Comer's accused James Biden of engaging in this shady influence peddling, trading on the Biden name. But Comer's presented no evidence that Joe Biden was involved in his brother's transactions with that company, let alone that Joe Biden undertook any official acts during his vice presidency or presidency to benefit his brother. I want to flash back to the dates we're talking about. 2018. Let's see. Was Joe Biden vice president in 2018? No. That was 2008. Was Joe Biden president? Was he also maybe president? Yeah, in 2018. I remember 2020 is that disputed election that these conservatives keep talking about. Weird that he has some kind of influence peddling happening when I guess he has some level of influence, but he wasn't vice president and he wasn't the president. It was like, I promise, James, I get in office in 2020, go ahead and take out this loan, do some weird dealings with AmeriCorps, and then I'll get you money back because I'm gonna influence later. What kind of extra forward plan is this? Why don't you just do it right then? It doesn't make any sense. And until the evidence comes, which I will still keep an open mind for, all they are is grasping, Jordan.
Yeah, this is a really pathetic attempt. We haven't really seen much of this stuff break through beyond just what Hunter Biden, again, who is not the president, has been charged with or is facing penalties for. Which, if he broke the law, okay, punish him just like anybody else. I've maintained that since day one. I'm sure most people watching this agree. Yeah, if someone breaks the law, it doesn't matter how powerful they are, how politically connected they are, Yeah, charge him just like you would anybody else. That's the system we want, but we rarely see. This, I don't see what the smoking gun is here. They act like this is some big fine when you can see in the bank records apparently that it's a loan on in January of 2018 and paid back a couple months later. Okay, so what's the net gain here for either of them if it's just the same amount of money being passed back and forth? It shows their desperation. It shows how badly they want to kneecap Biden going into 2024. Maybe they don't even need to bother with this because he seems to be helping them and doing it on his own. He's making himself unpopular through his actions beyond this. Like, you're missing the forest for the trees here, guys. This is just really, really silly, and I can't believe they're still spending time on it.
If nothing else, it's helping him. So, okay, fine. Look, James Comer's got this entire thing on lock. He even has the next steps ready. Let's go to this next side, you guys.
We now know that Joe Biden benefited, and that's because we continue to receive bank documents. We have subpoenaed, I think we've issued 10 subpoenas pertaining to bank documents and pertaining to the Biden investigation. And you think, okay, we want to subpoena Jim Biden's bank accounts. Well, lo and behold, he's got, bunch of bank accounts. Hunter Biden, dozens and dozens of bank accounts for each shell company. And it's taken a long time to get this information in, but we have it in. We're able to trace the money now. Now we can bring the Bidens in and ask them specific questions, not just hearsay, because the Democrats could do that with Trump.
Just make up new stuff. I think he actually admitted on the back end there. We're gonna have these people come in and ask them direct questions, and it's not just gonna be hearsay, because apparently that's all it's been so far. Invite them in, talk to them, embarrass yourselves further. I can't wait. Or you know what? I'm gonna stop acting like it's a finished answer here. And they're gonna find all the evidence they can because Joe Biden and James Biden and Hunter Biden are all gonna collapse and tell them all the dirt that they hadn't been getting yet. Because they got information now.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.